This video that you are about to witness is purely about global warming and how people feel about it, even though that we feel it is completely false. We apologize in advance if you feel that this video is offensive. We are just trying to deliver the cold hard facts in a manner which we feel is semi-creative and efficient. In the video you are about to witness, we try to focus on the seriousness of this extreme topic known as global warming. We use real-life examples and experiments to help convince the believers of global warming that they are completely and 100% wrong. Have fun and enjoy the video. Put Brian Fantana and I'm going to put... I'm here to talk to you about this highly contested topic known as global warming. For the past 20 to 30 years, this has been one of the most conflicting topics between those who believe it exists and those who believe it is false. Recent publications such as Al Gore's An Inconvenient Truth have shed light on the possible dangers of climate change. However, these supposed facts have been refuted by those who believe that man-made global warming is true. Oh, this is Doc Coleman. We went to the streets to see how our local residents feel about global warming. Oh, look, there's... Oh, look, there's... What the hell? How are you guys? How are you guys? How's the weather out now right now?
It's pretty cold out, actually.
Pretty cold, huh? Cold? That doesn't sound like global warming to me. Global warming. Let's see how they feel about it. What are your take on global warming?
I don't think global warming can hang my stuff. It's basically the best there is. Wake up every morning, piss excellence.
That's great. That's just great. That's great. Let's see how the other gentleman feels about global warming.
What?
Sir, global warming. How do you feel about it?
I feel like it's a load of crap, because that's how I feel. I think Al Gore could suck it.
Suck it, Al Gore. Now you see, we have just interviewed two local residents and how they feel about global warming. Obviously, it's completely untrue. This is Doc Coleman live from the streets. See you later.
Hello, this is Channel 3 Globo News scientist Brian Fantana here on the scene doing an experiment. Alright, this will represent the polar ice caps in the north. As you can see, as we put it down, we will come back and see how much melting has been done. Let's go. Hello, it's nice to see you again. As you can see, after 15 minutes, there has been no melting of the so-called polar ice caps. This disproves the theory that global warming is happening. Thanks again. It has been Brian Fantana. Have a nice day.
For the past 20 to 30 years, this has been one of the most conflicting topics for those who believe it is true and for those who believe it is false. Recent publications such as Al Gore's An Inconvenient Truth have shed light on the possible dangers of climate changes. However, those supposed facts have been reflected by those who believe that global warming is a hoax. We have called in our own expert Brian Fantana to give his take on the subject.
Thank you for having me as your guest. I am honored to be here.
You're welcome, Brian. So first of all, what we all want to know is, what exactly is global warming?
Global warming is the result of a normal climatic swing in the direction of increased temperature. It is a quantifiable set of environmental results that are in addition to any normal changes in climate. However, proponents of human-made global warming say soot from industries has acted as an aerosol to mask a larger warming trend. But that unravels because whereas CO2 disperses globally, aerosols tend to stick more closely to where they are released. And the southern hemisphere, which is relatively free of aerosols, actually showed a cooling trend.
Very, very interesting. Okay, now to that I have to add, what is carbon dioxide?
Carbon dioxide, also known as CO2, is a greenhouse gas, which helps keep some of the sun's energy from returning to space.
And what do the humans have to do with this so-called CO2?
As a result of the human use of coal, oil, and natural gas, the air's carbon dioxide content, along with the content of other human-produced greenhouse gases like methane, is increasing. Based on current ideas about how climate should work, the surface temperature should warm in response to the addition of a small amount of energy arising from a benchmark, doubling the air's carbon dioxide content.
I see. That's a lot of information there. So what you just said, does this prove that humans have caused this so-called global warming?
Well, we know that 80% of the carbon dioxide from human activities was added to the air after 1940. Thus, increased carbon dioxide in the air cannot account for the pre-1940 warming trend. That trend had to be largely natural. Then, after the 1940s, when the air's carbon dioxide content had increased most rapidly, temperatures have dropped for nearly 40 years. And it seems that human effects amount to, at most, to about 0.1 degrees Celsius per decade. That is not very much. The maximum increase in warming was seen after the 1970s.
Wow, that's a lot to take in there. So with all these problems, why not take any precautions and cut back on fossil fuels?
Well, an increased CO2 has helped increase crop yields to feed more people. No global climate effects can be identified with energy use. Instead, vast numbers of people have been raised from poverty by the economic growth that energy use produces. Also, this could cost a lot of unnecessary money. The UN estimated that its recommendations to reduce certain man-made emissions will cost about $2,750 per family per year in the price of energy.
This is very interesting. A lot of very useful knowledge there. I'm glad I paid attention to everything you just said. So, with the information you just told us there, I must say, have any places gotten any cooler over this time?
Yes, according to the U.S. National Climate Data Center, many American cities of town have suffered record cold temperatures in January and early February. They reported that the average temperature in January was 0.3 degrees Fahrenheit cooler than the 1901 to 2000 average.
Wow, that is a lot of useful information there. With all this useful information, I would like to say this really does prove that global warming is a false statement, unlike most say.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
I'd like to thank you, Brian. Thank you for being on the show.
My
Have a good day.
honor.
You too.